Howdy, good afternoon. Welcome back. Welcome back. We got our Christmas on right now. We've got our Christmas on. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. So tonight, we're going to take a look at Home Free, Let Me Come Home. And this is coming from a viewer recommendation. KMW Wrench has asked me for this. And KMW Wrench basically said, would you please do the song Bring a Tissue? I don't know, man. I'm kind of cried out. Like, you guys have been giving me some heavies lately. But it's a reaction. It's Christmas related. And I don't think it'd be Christmas without a little Home Free on our hands. It can't. It can't be. We got to throw some Home Free in here. So, without much further ado, let's go. Story.
Bright colored leaves lost beneath the snow, a feeling dark and cold. I wish I didn't know. Like the rising sun, our lives have seasons too, but faithful hearts remain, and mine is still with you.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's catch that lyric again.
Bright colored leaves lost beneath the snow, a feeling dark and cold. I wish I didn't know. Like the rising sun, our lives have seasons too, but faithful hearts remain, and mine is still with you.
Leaves below the snow, dark leaves, uncolored leaves below the snow. Relationships, same kind of thing. The feeling cold and distant, but okay, this is Can I Come Home? Or Let Me Come Home. Oh, okay, let's go.
Every year it feels so wrong, aching for the only place I know I should belong. Can I come home this Christmas? Please let me come home this Christmas.
Story time. I'm going to throw one in today, folks. I think it's worthy. I remember when I was going to get married on January 5th, 1991. Do the math. Leading up to January, of course, you have Christmas, right? And prior to Christmas, you have Thanksgiving. And my mother and father, as you all know, or at least many of you might, they had been divorced since I was 9, and they my dad was very verbally wrongdoing with my mother, and abusive in ways, verbally, of course, and sometimes even physically. And so leading up to the wedding, my mother knew. She goes, you know what? I better find a way to kind of like brush this under the rug with Joe, my dad, and try and get some peace leading up to because he didn't want to go to the wedding and just have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So unbeknownst to me, I'm at the, excuse me, I've got a little bit of a cold. I'm working my way through. But Thanksgiving that night, there was the knock at the door at my mother's house with the whole family's there, extended family, everything without my dad, and opened up the door and my dad's standing there. And it was like the best gift. It was like, what are you doing here? Like, oh my gosh. And so they had let me know that they both were talking beforehand, and it was a great Thanksgiving. And he was joined us for Christmas. He was finally brought back in, and that whole time afterwards, he had begged and pleaded to be let back into that family, like back into my mom's life, like, hey, let's get back together again. My mom would not have to do any, she wouldn't want it. You know, she didn't want that at all. Of course, I don't blame her. And I wouldn't have wanted that for her either. But at the same time, it's like this regret that he had. But the fact that he was, against all odds, he was brought back to the family, and they renewed their friendship in a very special way. She was, you know, she would go to see him at the facility that he was at, the care facility, and she would come and visit from time to time and bake him goods. I mean, I'm even going further back, let's do a story time within a story time, and you guys can skip forward if you don't want to hear this stuff. There was one time where we had Thanksgiving, the whole spread, and it was shortly after they had divorced. Shortly meaning, like, you know, I was probably 18 or so. It was about 12 years or so after they were divorced. And at Thanksgiving, my mom said, he goes, take this to your father. And so she put a plate of food in there, a couple of candles, a card, you know, and all of the fixings. And then after we had our supper, I bolted off to my dad's apartment where he's there alone. And he wept as he ate every bite. What a loving gesture. I mean, this is like my mom just doing a nice gesture, you know, after being verbally abused and physically and all that went with it. She still gave him a gesture of kindness. She would never take him back. Would you? After your loved one went out 13 or 18 different times with other women? And being very addicted personality for my dad, on alcohol and some drug use, and, you know, and so, never give up would be my encouragement to you. You may think all is lost and there's no hope, and that you've ruined the relationship you were in, and there's no going back now. It's gone. It's the bridge is not only burned, it's napalmed. It's gone. There is no bridge. But the invisible structure that holds the bridge together is hope. And I want to encourage you that it's not over. If you're caught in a moment where you're going, you know, I just don't know if I could ever come back. This guy here, can I come back to Christmas? You know, can I come back into the family? Oh my goodness. Leave an empty chair. Leave room at the table for reconciliation. Give yourself that gift. Allow yourself to forgive. Allow yourself to move on, and give the gift of forgiveness to somebody that is like this guy, wanting to come back. We all need forgiveness, you know? We all need it. Boy, do I need it. You had no idea. I need it. But let's continue on. Enough story time. Whew, almost got me.
I'm home this Christmas. Remember, we're all deserving of a little grace and love. So can I come home this Christmas? I just wanna come home. My favorite memories are the ones I shared with you. It's what I held on to.
Gosh, this is way too close. This is a close one. This is close to home.
As the distance grew, now I wake up to the pain of knowing we're estranged. But it was not my choice. I'm not the one who...
That's the difference. It was his choice. On my dad's side, he He chose his actions. Gotta live with the plate of food in front of you.
Change, be who I'm meant to be. Made me a stranger in the house that made me me. So let me come home this Christmas. Please let me come home this Christmas. Remember, we're all deserving of a little grace and love. So can I come home this Christmas? I just
Wow. Oh gosh. Oh, I'm clinging on for dear life. Gosh, where's the life preserver? I'm going under. I don't know if I can make it the last couple minutes.
wanna come home. The place that I recall was built on common ground. We're family after all. Wasting precious time. Could you look me in the eyes? Would you set aside your pride for the
Would you set aside your pride? Sunday school time. You might have heard this as a saying, but it's straight out of the Bible. Pride comes before a fall. Facts. 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 Is our pride cutting us off at the knees and preventing us from moving forward in life? Quite very possibly. I can't forgive him for what he did for me. I can't forgive her because she said this to me. Oh, how much more desperately we need to shell out forgiveness than we even need it for ourselves, because we're all guilty as sin. We're all guilty. We're all those guys that cut people off on the freeway accidentally or whatever, as we shake our fists at the other guy that cuts us off. Wow.
Would you set aside your pride for the child you recognize?
The child you recognize. Oh, that takes a totally different image of the song altogether. That's a totally different angle.
Can I come home this Christmas? I just wanna come home this Christmas. Remember, we're all deserving of a little grace and love. So can I come home this Christmas? Please let me come home this Christmas. Just wanna come home.
I have a challenge. Challenge time. Challenge time. You ready for the challenge? Are you willing to take me up on it? Are you willing to accept a gift? Are you willing to accept this present? Are you willing to accept this love? Are you ready? As long as it's safe to do so. Okay? As long as it's safe. And as long as it's going to be okay. And it's not going to be detrimental to the family. Fill that extra spot at the Thanksgiving table this year. You know what I mean? Do you have it in you to give that gift to the person that's outcast now because of their own wrongdoing? They need a little grace, a little love. Maybe they still need to be in the timeout box because there's a place for that too, you know. But can you make way for one more seat? Can you just make one more potato in the old pot? Could you spare a little extra turkey breast or turkey leg? Little stuffing, even with oysters. If you like oysters, I don't like oysters, but could you do it? Would you do it? Give it some thought. Let me know of the success stories or the crazy stories. If you take me up on it, I would love to hear.
Let me come home.
Whoa. Whoa. These were live the whole time, by the way. I didn't think to even show you, but they're still from syllable 1 to the very end of this video had me goose bumping all the way to the very finish line. There's enough said there. Enough said. I mean, I think we all got the message, and it could be me on the Outcast. I could be the one sitting in front of my TV on Thanksgiving night without anywhere to go. Could be you. Could be you. And imagine if it were. And then that phone rings. And you're given another chance. Not to hold it over the person's head, but just to say, hey, let's be thankful for what we have. Great reaction, KMW Wrench. I'd never heard of this song before, so this is a banger. Good job. Blessings to each of you. Blessings. Actually, by the time this drops, Thanksgiving will already be past. Bummer. Maybe we'll just do a little pre-Thanksgiving drop as a Christmas song. I think it's worthy. So, here we are. Enjoy this drop, folks. Pre-Christmas lineup. Give you guys some time to throw out the invites. Okay. Take care. Love you guys. See you next time.